today we are going to be doing a Q&A. Someone said secret project question mark. So a lot of you guys want to know what the secret project is. A lot of you have guessed it. And how many kids do you want? How much money do you guys make? Are you pregnant? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Katie if you guys are new here, and today we are going to be doing a Q&A because you guys love these videos. I don't know if it's like because you guys get to find out more information. Sometimes there's some like juicy tea spills. I don't know. I like doing them because I like talking, and it just almost feels like kind of like a podcast. Like we're just hanging out, we're on FaceTime, you know, that's how I feel like these videos are. So they're really fun for me. So I'm glad that you guys do like them. But anyway, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, follow me there because I asked you guys, I was like, is there any questions, anything you guys want to know? I'll answer what you guys want to know. Well, most things you guys want to know. So then you guys ask me questions and I'm going to answer them. So starting off with the first question is, someone said secret project question mark. So a lot of you guys want to know what the secret project is. I can say that the secret project should be coming out middle to end of October, and a lot of you have guessed it. And yes, it does revolve around fitness. It is going to be life-changing. We have been working on it for I think over a year now. We have done so much work for it. We are very passionate about it. We are very excited about it. And I just think it's going to be one of those things that like is going to change so many people's lives and be super impactful. So I'm very, very proud of it. I'm very excited for it, and I can't wait for you guys to use it and be a part of it, and it's really cool. That's all I can say. But it's coming very, very, very soon. So that is the secret project of what's to come. Next question, where did you stay in Italy? So if you guys don't know, we went to Positano, Capri, and Sorrento. I'll pop up a couple pictures from our trip. It was beautiful. It was like the funnest thing we've done in a long time. And it reminded me of like our Thailand trip. It was just so fun. And it was so fun to like hang out with Josh for like a week straight, like just me and him. I mean, we hang out together all the time, but before we were in Michigan, and when we're in Michigan, we get really busy. So we don't get to see each other as much because we're seeing like family and friends, and like we're together, but we're not like just like me and Josh together. So that was really fun to get a lot of like alone time with Josh. Next question, how many kids do you want? How long do you want to wait before having kids? Yeah, you can like plan and be more protective, but like also like you can't be like, I want kids at this time and I want this type of kids. But like ideally, it really depends. Like I'd say 2 kids, but then maybe like I love having kids so much and I want 2 more. So maybe 4 or maybe 3. I think at least 2 and then probably no more than 4. That's where I'm at with kids. And then as far as gender goes, I don't really care. Like my sister has 4 girls. I would like to have a boy, but I also would love to have girls too. So like, it's not up to me. It's not my choice. It's God's choice. So whatever happens, happens. And I'm very excited for that one day. And I think it could be really, really cool. Something that any man can do that is a first red flag. Ooh, this is a good one. First red flag, talk about himself like way too much. And if he acts like uninterested, or like, I don't know, if he gives you any sign that he's uninterested, he just doesn't care. Like that's, I mean, some people play like hard to get, but if you're playing like too hard to get and you don't show them that you care, that's not cute, and they just don't care. They're just a tool. So that's my first red flag. Where is that peach bikini from? It looks like this. It is so freaking cute, and it was so perfect in Italy. It is from Shopperell, and I actually have a code for you guys, which I will pop up on the screen, and that will get you guys, I believe, 20% off. Don't mark my words, but I love their bikinis. They have the cutest swimsuits ever and super fun print. So definitely check them out and use my code. I'll leave it linked down below too, but I love that bikini. Why aren't you afraid of losing your rings in the ocean? I am afraid of losing my rings. The only ring I'm afraid of losing is my wedding ring, but sometimes I will wear it in the ocean just because depending on where we're at, I'm more scared of leaving it in the hotel room if like someone were to steal it, because you know how they come and clean your room. Like I would hate for it to get stolen that way. And then a lot of times when I go swimming, if it's really hot, my ring fits on really good even if it's wet. But if I get cold, then it'll come off. So like when I went scuba diving, I made sure to take it off because I know I get really cold scuba diving, so my fingers get skinnier when you're cold, and that it could slip off. I don't love taking it in the ocean because I don't think it's good for it, but I also like having it with me because I feel like it's safe if it's with me. So I am afraid of losing it, but I'm not too afraid that I won't wear it in the ocean. But yeah, that's the answer to that question. Are you pregnant? Let's see. Am I pregnant? No, I'm just kidding. I honestly, like, even if I was, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like the first, like, I think like 2 months, 3 months, I don't know. Some people don't show. But no, I'm not pregnant. I think a lot of people thought that because one of our JD Vlogs videos, and then a lot of people were like I literally posted a video, I was like drinking with my girlfriends, and then they're like, I knew you were pregnant. I'm like, wait, what? I just posted me drinking. Like, you can't drink if you're pregnant. So I'm not pregnant, and the answer is no. What film camera do you use? I need to know. Okay, so it's the Fuji V100. I'll pop it up right here, and then I'll link it down below on my Amazon storefront. It is my favorite film camera ever. I'll pop up some pictures too of like different pictures I've taken with it. They're my favorite pictures ever. I just feel like it's like a film camera, but you don't have to wait for it to be developed or anything. So it's really, really efficient and nice, and you just take it with you. And honestly, it can turn, like if you look like really crappy and like not so like put together, it makes it like an aesthetic, like vintage type of picture. So it doesn't even matter. It's just, I don't know. I love it. And I think it's really fun to just take around and snap pics for the memories. And if they turn out cute, then that's great. And if not, whatever. What was the highlight of Italy? By the way, I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, we love you too. And I think the highlight was definitely taking the boat around the different islands. It was so fun. If you guys haven't watched our Italy vlogs, you definitely need to watch those because they were so fun. Where did you get your B-Day outfit? The one in your profile picture. This outfit, you guys, I was so obsessed with. So I'll pop up a picture here. I got the set from Princess Polly, and then I got the hat from ASOS. The hat was so cute. Normally I buy hats and I don't like them because I feel like my head's small. It looks weird on me. But I thought this outfit was so cute and so me, and I loved it. Would you move back to Michigan if you were pregnant? The answer is no. I don't ever want to move back to Michigan, but that is something that Josh and I have thought about, is like when we do have kids, like it's gonna be really hard because it's not like we're gonna have like the kids' grandmas to help, or we're not gonna have like grandpas, or like there's gonna be like no one here to help us, which will be hard. I mean, we have our friends here, but I feel like a lot of our friends like have their own lives. It's different when it's your family, but hopefully eventually some people will move out to Arizona. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it would be really nice if they moved out here. I think my dad wants to move out here, so that would be really helpful. But I don't know, sometimes things change when you have a kid. Like people want to be near the kid, so maybe they'll move here. But I definitely don't want to go to Michigan just because we just don't love living there. We love the people there. Like our people are there. Like we love it, but we love the nice weather as well. Is it hard to fully enjoy vacation trips while you vlog? Okay, I will say that sometimes it is hard to enjoy trips when you're an influencer, just because you feel like you have to work because you're in this like such cool like aesthetic like tropical place, or like a cool place that like you're like, I need to get content, I need to get pictures. So sometimes it is hard, and I do have to remind myself not to like get caught up in that and just like fully enjoy it. But I feel like Josh and I are really good about that, so I don't think we struggle with it feeling like work ever, especially when we vlog. Vlogging is really easy. It's more so when I'm like, I'm gonna get a really cool picture. I guess sometimes I'll put pressure on like the type of picture I want, and then I'm like, who even cares? Like why ruin a vacation for this? And that's when I realized like I don't ever want to be that person that goes on a vacation the whole time is just like so consumed in getting like this cool picture or this cool like video, or like, and not take it in. Like I might never get to go to Italy again, and if I'm ruining it trying to take pictures to show everyone else how cool my life is, then like I feel like it's not even that cool, you know? I'd rather just enjoy it and experience it and just like fully be there, and then like take a couple pictures as we go. So I feel like it depends on what mindset you go with, which we've been really good about that. What do you think forms a strong marriage? Okay, I love this question because I feel like Josh B and I have a really, really strong marriage, and I feel like that's because one, we spend a lot of time with each other, but some people don't have that option. And I think if you're not spending a lot of time with one another, is like talking to them and being on the same page as them. And honestly, just a strong marriage, you don't lie to each other. You tell each other everything. You're kind of just like best friends. Like, I don't know, you do things for them, not out of like spite. Like there's sometimes like, there's little things where I'll get irritated if Josh doesn't do, and then I'm like, is it really that big of a deal for me to like complain to him, or should I just do it because I love him? And that's where I feel like if you can like put little things that aren't a big deal and just do it for them because you do love them, it helps a lot too. And I just feel like honesty, trust, that's a strong marriage. But yeah, I'm super grateful for Josh, and I'm grateful for our marriage. I'm grateful for a lot of things, but I love Joshy B. Fave baby names. I have a couple, but I don't know. I feel like that's like so hard. Like I feel like when we have a kid one day, like it's gonna be so hard to pick the name, because like I don't want a super basic name like my name, or like, you know, just like the casual. I love the basic. I love my name. I love the basic names too, but I want something like unique and cool, but I don't want it to be so weird that everyone's like, what? You know, like when those baby names sometimes are just like too weird, you're like, okay, you tried way too hard. But I do want something unique and cool, but also like, I don't know, I think it'd be really hard to pick a baby name. Fave hairstyle to wear. Honestly, I'm so bad at wearing my hair down. I almost didn't even wear it down today just because I didn't do it. Like this is what my hair looks like if I like hop out of the shower and I let it air dry. It's not like perfectly straight, which I still think it looks good, but then sometimes I'll put it up in a bun and it looks a little like messy. So I wear my hair up way too much. So I'd say probably in a claw clip or a bun. And I wear my hair up way too much. It's just because it's so long, it is so much work to do my hair that I feel like it almost like is worse because I don't do it. I need to be better about doing my hair. How do you keep your face strong? Kind of struggling lately. Honestly, that's a good question, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like that I struggle to, not with like believing in God or anything, but I definitely go through phases where I'm like super good about reading my Bible, super good about praying all the time, super like involved. And then I feel like I go through phases where I like pull apart, and it has nothing to do with like anything that like God did or like anything going on in my life. It's just like sometimes that happens. And I feel like we actually just listened to a service on this. I thought it was really good because it's like just being very disciplined in your practice. Like an athlete would train every single day for something, and that's why they get so good. And like if you want a strong relationship with God, it's like you kind of have to like train for that and just put the time in and put the effort in. And that's something that I've struggled with a little bit, and I want to be better about like making sure every single morning I'm doing it, because I know there's mornings I'll do it, but there's a lot of mornings I don't do it. So I think it's really important just to making sure you're taking that time out and really being persistent with God and like, you know, praying, reading the Bible, and just like being very like steady in the moment and just stuff like that. So yeah, that's my real honest like opinion on that. And I just think like you do have to put the work in. But if you are struggling, don't feel bad, because everyone does. It's part of life. No one's a perfect Christian. It's not a thing. We're all human, we're all flawed. We all try. Yeah. If you were to recommend a holiday destination, where would you recommend? I would say Thailand was one of our favorite trips. Italy was definitely up there, but Italy was a lot more expensive than Thailand was. Thailand was very, very cheap, and we were there for 2 weeks and we did not have to spend a lot of money. Italy was a little pricier. We could have done it a little cheaper, but it's still, no matter what, it's pricier than Thailand. Like Thailand is very cheap and so cool. We had the best experiences. I'd say definitely go there. Would you and Josh do a video on the two of you waxing each other? We actually just filmed one. I think it should be up by the time you guys see this video, and it is so freaking funny. I thought it was hilarious. Like he was freaking out. How much money do you guys make? Okay, this is a really good question, because I feel like normally you don't ask people like how much money they make, but I get like, I feel like I was always curious of like YouTubers. Like I was like, oh, they make money. Like, well, how much money do you make? Obviously, I feel like you guys can tell from like, depending on the influencer you watch, like you see their lifestyle, you see the things they get to do, like you can see that they make good amount of money. But I think that one thing like there is with influencers, like you do make a lot of money depending on what you do. Some influencers open their own brands. Some influencers do more brand deals. Some influencers like have multiple channels. So it all depends. Like some influencers don't make as much money as others, even if they're the same amount of followers. There's a lot of like factors that go into that. But I will say the one thing that is very different if you are a creator is you spend so much money on taxes. You have to pay a lot of money. Like we have to pay a lot of money for our editors. We have one editor for JD Vlogs that's very, very expensive, but it's like, it depends on like, I guess the YouTuber, I guess. So you have a ton of different expenses is what I'm trying to say. Like we spend a lot of money to make money and to make our content better. Honestly, like there's cheaper ways YouTubers could do it, but then like there's YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers just care so much about their channel that they pour a lot of money. I mean, even look at like Mr. Beast, like obviously he makes a lot of money, but look how much money he spends on his videos. Like it's crazy. So I definitely, I'm not gonna obviously say how much money we make because it always fluctuates. And I feel like it's not really about like how much money someone makes. It's about like how passionate they are to what they do. So I hope that kind of answered a question without answering it, because obviously I'm not gonna like talk about it, but we do spend a lot of money on a lot of things for like our channel and like for our brands. Like it costs so much money to start brands and start different companies and start different things you're passionate about. And that's all a risk. It's also really fun though. Did you and Josh argue / disagree with each other pretty often in the first year of relationship? Luckily we didn't. I would say the only little like bump in our relationship, and it wasn't even really like a bump, honestly, it was like 2-3 fights, and that was before our wedding, and it was because of his accident. I think Josh was just really sad when he broke both of his ankles, and I was very sad because I was like, now we're not gonna have like the wedding that we planned. Like we weren't sure if it was even gonna happen. We weren't sure if Josh was even gonna be able to stand, and like we were just like very upset about it. And I think we were fighting over that because Josh kept saying he wanted to go dirt biking again, and I was like, how can you even talk about dirt biking? Like this is what put you in the wheelchair. Like I was very frustrated with him, and like I was taking care of him, and I felt like he wasn't being like, he was being a little insensitive of the fact that I think he was saying like he's gonna go dirt biking, but he didn't mean it like that. I think he just meant like he wanted to get out of the wheelchair and stuff. So we were fighting. We've had like 2 fights, I think, maybe like 2 bigger fights and like 1 small fight. But other than that, I don't think we don't really have that many big fights. We'll have like little disagreements and little fights and then get over it. But I wouldn't say in our first year of marriage, or even now, like I feel like we're really good. I feel like we don't fight a lot. We'll have our moments, but that was our only little like bump, I guess. But yeah. Are you Christian? What does that mean to you? I feel like I talk about this a lot. I am Christian. I believe in God. And there is one thing that like, there is a difference between Christianity and other religions. I know people think that there's not, but there is. There's a huge difference. And being Christian to me means that God died on the cross for our sins, and that because of that, because he did that, he loves us so much, he gave his one and only son to die on the cross. Because he did that, that we have eternal life through believing in him and accepting that. That's the only way into heaven. It's not how good I am. It's not how much good works I do for people. I'm not gonna earn my way into heaven, because no one can earn their way, because everyone's a sinner. And I just think that that's really important. Of the gospel of Christianity is very different than other religions. So that's what I believe in. That's what I grew up in. That's where my parents took me to church. And then I kind of like, when I was like maybe like 10, I kind of was like, no, maybe like 12. I was like, is this something like I believe in, or is this something my parents believe in? And then I really started believing in. And then I had the same realization when I was like 18. I was like, because my parents kind of like, they were still going to church, but they weren't like as involved as like I wanted to be. And then I was like, you know what? I really believe in this. Like, this resonates with me. The older I got, the more closer I felt to like the religion and just like God, and like it all just made sense. Like, I don't know, like you see a pregnant woman and you're like, there's no way like just some like atom hit the earth and like all this can happen. Like, a woman's body can literally feed and grow a baby inside her, take care of her. You can give birth to it and then feed the baby through your body. I'm like, there's no way that that's just like there, because I'm like, there's something bigger. And I feel like everything in the Bible is so accurate. So many people have tried to like debunk the Bible, and then they become Christian because they can't debunk it. So like, to me, I'm just like, that's what I believe in. I believe in the Bible. It makes the most sense to me. And I'm not even saying that everyone has to be Christian, or like you're dumb if you're not, or this or that. I believe everyone has their own opinions, and that's great, and their own religions, and that's their choice. And I love everyone. You know, I just think that that's what resonates the most with me. And if you guys are struggling with that, I definitely think that you guys should look into more stories about it, just because it is really helpful. Like, I know a lot of people feel so lost, and then they come to God and they're just like, they feel whole again. And I know there's a lot of people who think they're like, oh, they're just people who are like Jesus freaks out there. Like, that's just like what you are. You're just a Jesus freak. It's easy to say that, like, if you've never experienced anything like that, or you've never like even like looked into the religion. But I do think it is something that's really powerful and worth taking a look into if you guys haven't. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. But anyway, how do you deal with body shaming, especially chest wise? I get shamed, but you're so inspiring. Okay, this is funny because I feel like they ask me because I don't have boobs, because they're like, how do you deal with it? Because you don't have boobs and neither do I. But you're right, I don't have big boobs. I actually have small boobs. People will body shame all the time. I'm sure everyone's done it. Even if everyone's done it. I've done it in my head. Body shamed other people on accident. Every person's done it. I would never do it out loud, but like, everyone has thoughts of people, and some people body shame out loud and they can't help it. And that's just like humans. Like, we're judgmental. We're not the best of people. We're not the best. But I think one thing you can do is make sure you never comment on anyone's body. That is awful to do, because you have no idea. Like, have you ever had a comment about your body and then you're like, feel super insecure, and it makes you feel so bad? Like, you don't want to do that to other people. But I think one thing that you can do to deal with like if other people are saying things to you is be super confident and just look in the mirror every single day, instead of like looking and like being like, ew, that's gross, like compliment yourself. And if you are looking in the mirror and saying that's gross, walk away from the mirror, because that's not good for you. And the one thing about like having small boobs is like, I genuinely like having small boobs because I love to run. I love to do a lot of things. Josh loves them. I don't really care like what anyone else thinks, and I like them. So I just feel like that's how you can look at it. When I was younger, like I was like, oh, I wish I had like bigger boobs because guys would like me. And then I'm like thinking, I'm like, why would I want a guy to like me because I have bigger boobs? Like, then they don't like me, you know? Then they don't really care. But that's how I deal with it. I just try and be super confident about it. Hardest thing about marriage. Okay, the hardest thing about marriage, this is gonna be the last question, is definitely trying to plan. You're kind of on the same schedule. Like, I feel like trying to make a schedule, and then like if like a friend's asking me, it's like you have to like check in with your husband and be like, hey, what are we doing like this day? And if they're like, oh, I don't know, and you're like, oh, I made plans, and then they're like, oh wait, this came up. It's like you have to plan someone else's life. It's not just like you. So I think that's the hardest time, because sometimes I'll like make plans with friends, and then Josh will make plans with friends, and I'm like, I asked you if you were free Friday, and he's like, oh, well, I thought I was, but I forgot I told these people I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to cancel on people. So I think trying to like get the schedules aligned is a little challenge, but that's just with us. I think everyone has different things in their marriage, but I wouldn't even say that's a problem. It's just like that's different from being single. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was a lot of fun just getting like real and raw and like talking to you guys about different things. And guys, I need your help. I literally don't know what to film on this channel, but I love filming on this channel. Like, it is so fun for me. So I need help with video ideas. So if you guys could each comment like a list of video ideas, that would help me out so much, because I don't know, I really like this channel and I feel really close to you guys. I feel like you guys are like my family, like all my sisters out there. And I just feel like it's a really cool community because it's a different dynamic. Like, I love JD Vlogs so much, but this is also like a different dynamic because it's like girl talk, you know? But anyway, I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys comment down your video ideas. Bye.